Bidding wars erupt as 2024 kicks off with some new listings seeing over 30 offers. Improved mortgage rates means buyers are coming back, and that means competition.
FOMO.
FOMO is one of the things that has been coming up in the comments is like people should not be buying because of FOMO. I can, as a consumer behavioral psychologist, not a real title, I can say, I see that. Whether it's actually because people have FOMO or not really isn't that important to me more than the affordability is and the math of it and making sure that people who can't afford also have a shot at owning a home.
No, that's absolutely right. And when I say FOMO, I just learned that acronym yesterday, right? Fear of missing out.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
But Andy, it is. When rates are, October was brutal. I keep going back to October. It was brutal. It was very eerie, right? Rates went up. If affordability was already kicking your butt, at that 5.5%, 6.5% rate, now 7.5%, almost 8%. Whoa, that was just...
It was kind of like the body's already on the ground and it's already passed out, and then you get boot stomped on top of that.
Exactly.
That's what October felt like as far as rates and affordability is concerned. But here's the thing. And again, I know that in the comments, you guys are right about the things you're trying to be right about.
Correct.
And I know that what we're saying here on the show is not universally true for every area. So we have to qualify that.
Can't be.
There are higher cost areas around the country that are just always higher cost regardless of what things look like. And then now it's even worse than that. But when affordability comes back in these high cost areas where people do make substantially more money than, let's say, the average person does in other parts of the country, it does mean that there's bidding wars. And that's exactly what we're seeing here.
Absolutely. No, and I'm in the trenches day to day. And I got to see the difference. I saw applications. We started getting more people wanting to get approved, get ready. So if opportunity comes or the interest rates drop just a little bit, it makes a difference. We talked about when I had a client approved at 7.5 and now I'm going down to a 6.5. It was like an $80,000 difference in purchase price.
Yeah.
That actually brings up more homes, more opportunities for a client. And those are just the realities of it. So when people see that and they got approved at a certain rate and now because rates shifted lower by 1 full percent, it puts them in a different category.
Yeah.
And I believe in the bidding wars again because we had a few offers accepted and there was like 10 offers. There was 15 offers on one. Mm-hmm. And luckily, again, this is where relationships do matter. When you set yourself apart from other lenders or other realtors and they get to see who you're working with, they're like, well, I'd rather take my chances here because I know they'll get they'll get close. So I'm in no disagreement with this.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to make sure I say specifically about being here in San Diego where we're at is, and you've made this point on the show before, so for those of you who are new to the channel, you're going to hear this the first time, but those of you who've been around for a while, bear with me. You talk frequently about, to the south, we have the border, and Mexico's right there. We're not building or buying real estate down there. And to the west, there's the Pacific Ocean. We're not buying or building real estate there. And you get far enough east, you're eventually going to be in territory that is not buildable, either because it's preservation, or you're eventually running into mountains.
That's right.
And you can't build there. So there's a little bit of a limited we're kind of boxed in a little bit in this corner of the universe.
And then to the north, you got the biggest naval base, one of the biggest naval bases.
Yeah, you got Camp Pendleton. And that brings up my point here too, is that in consideration alongside with the size of San Diego's military presence means that when people have BAH levels that are increased and cost adjusted for cost of living, and you have interest rates go down, us as a VA specialist when it comes to doing mortgages for purchase and refinance, those things all together mean if affordability has eased, that means more people can afford because their BAH has been adjusted upwards to meet the cost of living where it's at.
And where it makes a difference is when both
at the same time,
husband and wife spouse are dual military.
Yes.
They both get what's called that BAH, a basic allowance for housing. Mm-hmm. So, one that we just did, it was $4,200.
A piece?
Exactly. When you're married, one has a lesser. It's like if they're single, right?
Right.
But the other one, as a married, they claim dependent, and so therefore their BAH is a little higher. So, but it's $4,200, and the other one's $3,400.
Okay, so that's $7,600.
There you go.
So wait, 42 and what?
42 and like $3,400 is what it is.
So yeah, $7,600.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you're good at math.
No, but okay, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, and I understand, again, back to the comment.
Yeah.
People are like, hey, no one can afford that. That's not always true depending on where you're at, where you're watching from, and what your situation is. Now, it's also not to say that you can't get there. These are situations we're talking about married. If you're getting $4,200 on one spouse and then $34 on the other, they've done some years. These are not your first, second, third year active duty military. Let's qualify that too.
Exactly.
But $7,600 for housing?
Correct.
That is a tremendous amount of money that can go towards qualification, especially when it comes to VA.
Yeah. I mean, right now we got one approved. It's $470 purchase price, and it's just single. Married with one dependent.
Wow. Okay.
Wife doesn't work, and they got into a $470,000 home with a 300 HOA.
See, and the thing is, like, I know, and I'm glad you're saying this from like I'll say the front lines, from like being in the trenches, because, I understand from the outside looking in that there are some times where you go, well, yeah, you're supposed to say that. You guys sell loans. Or, oh, you're supposed to say that. You're a realtor. Now's a great time to buy. Now's a great time to sell. Anytime's a great time to buy or sell. Okay, fine. I understand the used car salesman argument of how people have normally been treated in this industry. You can't. I don't know a lot of used car salesmen that have been in the business in used cars for 18 years. And I don't honestly know a lot of realtors or mortgage lenders that stay in business that long if that's how you treat it. Yeah. So I think that there's a qualified level of advice here that people are taking because they're looking at their own long view picture. Yeah. If you are just new to our channel, we have a new show in 2024 called Friends of Mortgage Heroes. And one of our earliest episodes is with our friend Lloyd Stanford. And Lloyd did 32 years in the United States military, and he is a realtor. And he said, when we asked him, if you could talk to people in active duty right now and give them one piece of advice, what would you do? He said, start buying real estate sooner in your career. And if you can, buy and hold and buy in every place you go. Buy in every place you go. And he qualified this. He and his wife T have bought 4 homes they bought 4 homes during his active duty time.
Correct. He just wished he could have done more.
Yeah. And so that was what he said.
Exactly.
And people are going, oh, well, yeah, but he's a realtor now. Okay. Look, he still bought and sold 4 homes. So if you've bought more than 4 homes, then clap back at Lloyd in the comments. If you've bought less than 4 homes, don't say nothing.
Yeah. I mean, and here it is. When we're getting the feedback, it's all good. It's what it is.
It is. I say this in jest, you guys. I don't really mean go away.
It's all good. We all have our opinions. We all get it. Every area is going to be performing differently. Yeah. There was a point in time where I'm going to say LA was the most expensive place. New York was it. And now here we are in San Diego. Yeah. I've never thought that being raised and born here in San Diego that would be the case, but it is the case right now. Yeah. In the nation, we're one of the most expensive places to purchase a home. Well, and I'll tell you, one of the things is buying a home $1 million. When I was growing up, I looked at a home $1 million, looked like $1 million. It was like a big mansion. And now what you see for $1 million, I agree with everybody. It shouldn't look like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's like a regular ass house. Yeah. Very regular. Very regular. Well, I'm going to say it's got to be like a 3-4 bedroom home. And it's just, again, depending where you're at. And I was driving down the west side the other day, and I was going to the mechanic and doing the optometrist stuff over there, and get myself some new glasses, some new nerd glasses, so they can match the emoji I send you all the time during the week. And, they have the new building complex going down by the bayfront. And, it is I forgot this, and I was reminded, it is the largest hotel construction project in the country. In the country currently. Right now, correct. And so, we're talking about San Diego being the most expensive place to live by a couple different measurements. But then we also now have in Chula Vista on the west side, on the bayfront, the largest commercial hotel development happening with the convention center coming, plus residential homes, plus restaurants, plus event center, all sorts of things. So this place specifically is going to be more densely populated. New inventory is going to be coming on the market, but it's not going to be new inventory that's going to be fire sold. This is going to be new inventory that's going to be at market price, at market value, or even nudged upwards because of a commercial uplift in that area. I'm so excited. I'm not used to seeing like these big old cranes. Isn't it crazy? In Chula Vista, I go by there, it's like these big old cranes, like what? You go downtown and you see that. Like you see, oh, there's a new building, or that one's being renovated, whatever. This is happening like 5 miles from our. It's pretty cool. But pretty cool. But yeah, bidding wars are erupting. I agree with this. And it's because of all that stuff. So and it's going to continue happening right now. Again, I always say simple economics, something I learned in. Yep. That's about the only thing I learned in college. I mean, yeah. When you distill it, unless you're going to be an economist, you probably don't need to know much more than that. But there you go. This kind of also goes hand in hand. I'm flipping through my pages because literally this goes hand in hand with the next topic.